Music has taken me places that I never would have imagined. Formal classical training on the violin, that was sort of always my thing. I went to conservatory. I moved here to New York when I was 16. On my 30th birthday, I auditioned for this string quartet, and I got into this ensemble, and that is Public Quartet, the ensemble that I'm currently in. Been nominated for 2 Grammy Awards. I have Lynch syndrome, which is a genetic mutation that puts me at high risk for certain types of cancers. At age 41, I was diagnosed with stage 3C uterine cancer. Because of the Lynch syndrome and because I was considered high risk, I had a radical hysterectomy, so they removed my entire reproductive system. It was really devastating to have to close the door on having children. And so, it's a talk with my doctor. I went through 2 cycles of failed IVF, and I almost kept my ovaries. And I'm so glad that I listened to my doctors, and I didn't, because when they did all the testing after my hysterectomy, they found an early stage ovarian cancer. For me, cancer it's really challenged my whole identity. When you've been doing something since you were 2 years old, you don't know a life without that. And this is the longest I've gone without really playing or performing. A lifeline for me was my young women's gynecological support group through Share Cancer. One of the women in my group connected me to Tina's Wish. She said, there's this fashion show. It's a really amazing experience. And I was like, that sounds awesome. I've never walked in a fashion show, and it's been on my bucket list. It was just such a memorable moment, because hearing everybody's stories, just the perseverance of what people go through with this disease, it's so inspiring.
My lab works on the development of new sensors to detect ovarian cancer early. I first met Jannina at the Runway for Research event, and I was so inspired by her. She's so incredible in her field in music, and inspired by her story and her patient journey in ovarian cancer, also because she also realizes how much this is needed, a test for early stage ovarian cancer.
I had the opportunity to take a tour of the lab here at Memorial Sloan Kettering and see some of the research that Tina's Wish is funding, and I was absolutely blown away.
We take blood from patient samples from patients and mix that blood with our sensors. The proteins and different molecules from the blood will stick to these nanotubes, and that will change the signal, the light that comes out of these sensors. You can only see it with special cameras. So we're making these things glow, but only in infrared colors. And our special cameras in our microscopes and detectors in our optics room, those are what we use to detect the light that comes out of these.
It feels like they are very close to a solution that's going to be able to detect this cancer very early on, which will save so many lives and simplify things. It's really incredible research.
No organization other than Tina's Wish has brought together experts focused on one big problem, which is the early detection of ovarian cancer. And if anybody's going to make a difference in this area, it's these researchers that are funded by Tina's Wish, because so few dollars going to research in general and cancer research are going to early detection prevention, and especially in ovarian cancer.
I thought, incorrectly, that I was too young to have cancer. That is a big part of why I hope to be an advocate and help use my platform to share my experience and help people and create awareness. And early detection, as you know, is key to survival. All cancers are far more treatable if you treat them at an early stage. So it's why also the work that Tina's Wish is doing is so very, very important.